Emergency teams in eastern Turkey have spent many frantic hours digging through rubble. Authorities say dozens remain trapped after Wednesday's earthquake. So far, the death toll stands at 19. CNN has more.
A dramatic escape seconds before an entire building collapses. The earth just won't stop shaking in eastern Turkey. Security camera footage shows Wednesday night's 5.6 magnitude earthquake knocking out electricity in the eastern city of Van and sending 3 men racing into the street just seconds before the Bayram Hotel came suddenly tumbling down.
This is all that's left of what was a 5-story building, a pancaked pile of rubble. It's now the scene of a dramatic rescue operation that's working round the clock.
Fortunately, rescue workers and heavy equipment were close by to help. They flooded the area after a much more powerful 7.2 magnitude earthquake slammed the Van region. 500. Some of these rescue workers.
Well, we go back to our story on the ruling party militants and officials of the APRC who recently gathered in Sanjanding Busumbala for a political rally. We have more on that report. We have more on that in this report by Ndekumba Demba.
Party officials are not pondering over victory, but at what percentage the APRC will win in the polls. This has necessitated a crusade primarily focused on garnering percentage win. The community of Sanjanding Busumbala is also not left behind in the strife. This mass rally by the community, they say, is to reaffirm their commitments to the president and the APRC party. The Alikalo, Sub-Alikalo and other speakers assert the meeting of their commitments to the party, stressing that all their votes will be for the ruling party. While renewing their loyalty to the party, members of the community also seized the opportunity to explain to officials some of their constraints. Speaking on their behalf were Kine Jata and Bunja Sar, who also spoke of the lack of good roads, the need to have access to clean water, electricity, a clinic, among a host of other problems. The paramount chief, Temba Sanyang, and the majority leader, Honorable Fabakary Tombon Jata, assured the gathering that their problems would be solved and within the quickest possible time. Honorable Adama Cham and National Women's Mobilizer, Ajay Jata, both described the president as a development-oriented leader who has the interests of all the people at heart. For a man who has seen the Gambia at varying stages of its development, Kenneth Jackson, ambassador at large, spoke of his impression with the tremendous leap taken by the country in the past 17 years.
I left Gambia in 1977, and I returned 34 years later. And to my amazement, I returned to a very different, positively different country.
Mamadi Fall promised the community of more support from the APRC party. Ibrahim Solomar urged the youth to rally behind the party, adding they need to show greater care in what they read on the internet. There are those out there, he says, who want to stain the good name of the country and the president, he warned them. The meeting climaxed with Aja Fatuba, the Deputy National Women's Mobilizer, who is also chosen as mother of the group, made her speech. Like the previous speakers, she urged the community to rally behind the president, stressing that it is only with the president that much can be achieved. For Grts News, I am Ndekumba Demba.
The report on the ruling party's Sanjanding Busumbala meeting will take us to a second break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Emergency teams in eastern Turkey have spent many frantic hours digging through rubble. Authorities say dozens remain trapped after Wednesday's earthquake. So far, the death toll stands at 19. CNN has more.
Stop shaking in eastern Turkey. Security camera footage shows Wednesday night's 5.6 magnitude earthquake knocking out electricity in the eastern city of Van and sending 3 men racing into the street just seconds before the Bayram Hotel came suddenly tumbling down.
This is all that's left of what was a 5-story building, a pancaked pile of rubble. It's now the scene of a dramatic rescue operation that's working round the clock.
Fortunately, rescue workers and heavy equipment were close by to help. They flooded the area after a much more powerful 7.2 magnitude earthquake slammed the Van region barely 3 weeks ago, killing more than 500 people. On Wednesday, some of these rescue workers became victims of the latest quake. Emergency workers pulled this Japanese volunteer from the rubble.
And I tried to open my eyes, but I could not because of lots of dust getting into my eyes. When I finally managed to open my left eye slowly, there was a ray of light I could see in what I thought was complete darkness. That light gave me relief and gave me hope to live. That was the light from the computer I was using.
Miyuki Konai escaped. One of her fellow Japanese volunteers died from his injuries. Amid stories of tragedy and hope, there's also anger. Residents confronted Turkish officials on Thursday, demanding resignations. Riot police charged the crowd just yards away from collapsed buildings. In the days ahead, there will be more questions about government enforcement of building codes and pressure to resettle hundreds of thousands of people made homeless. But for now, Turkey's earthquake survivors are just looking for a warm place to sleep. Most of them clearly too scared to step into their own homes. Ivan Watson, CNN, Van, Turkey.
Time now to take a quick look at the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
The Gambia is endowed with a wonderful landscape full of baobab trees. Like its Cape Point in Bakau, it is one of the most exotic sceneries in the world. The baobab tree is a symbol of resilience, wisdom, and resourcefulness. For the baobab tree provides good food in times of hunger, rents its bark for medications, and its sap for glue. In the Gambia, there is a company like the baobab tree, 100% African and purely Gambian in all aspects. In know-how, design, value, capital, and management. That company is Elton. Elton, employing hundreds of Gambians and proudly associating itself with development in the Gambia. Elton, side by side with the Gambia.